So we are going to be going over our group project for the final deliverable. It's just going to be kind of a recap of what information and some of the advice that we got from the interviewees. And yeah, so the first one is going to be Miguel Salcedo. That's the first project manager that we interviewed. He's the project manager at Candelaria and has been for 3 years. But Miguel has 35 years of construction experience. He was a cement finisher with his dad. Eventually, then he worked with a lot of home builders in the drafting department.
So Miguel primarily uses AutoCAD and SketchUp because they work well for this type of residential projects. And since these projects are smaller in scale compared to commercial work, there's less need for complex software like Revit. AutoCAD is useful for creating and showing plans efficiently, especially with features like blocks, although it is limited because it mainly works in plan view, while SketchUp allows for more three-dimensional exploration, making it easier for visual design and to identify potential issues early on.
Some of the key lessons here are lesson number one, to learn as many tools and skills as possible early on, since they will shape the kind of work you can take on in the future. Being versatile makes it easier to adapt to different project types and office needs. Another lesson is decide which path you're more interested in, commercial or residential, because each requires a slightly different skill set and workflow. For lesson number three, it's understanding building codes, structural systems, and essential no matter what path you choose. Those fundamentals help ensure your designs are both safe and realistic to build.
For our second meeting, we interviewed Russ Sanders. Russ Sanders is the Vice President of Design Integration at McCarthy and has been there for 5.5 years. Russ has been a practicing architect for 29 years.
And some of the technology and software that Russ talked to us about was a little bit of a couple. It was ArchiCAD, Revisto, and SharePoint. A lot of his department uses Revit to model, but he prefers modeling in ArchiCAD. Revisto supports coordination with the projects by detecting clashes, tracking performance, and carrying some of that information from the design time to the construction. And then SharePoint is just used to organize some of their project files.
So some key lessons were to take the time to really learn the software that we're interested in instead of just skimming the basics, and to have a deeper understanding to make you more confident and efficient in your work. Lesson two, focusing on tools you genuinely enjoy using can make the learning process easier and more engaging, and this can also help guide our career direction. Lesson three was mastery takes time, so being patient with the learning process is important, and investing effort into the right tools will pay off in the long run.
For our third meeting, we met up with Mike Godby here. He co-founded GCon 23 years ago and has over 35 years of experience in the construction industry. He got his start early helping his dad at a union pipe fitter by digging trenches before eventually becoming a pipe fitter himself. After earning his degree from ASU, he worked at Intel for 10 years before on to start GCon.
The software and technology talked about, Mike uses CMIC and Domo to manage and analyze project data. CMIC acts as a comprehensive project management platform, handling both accounting and project operations, with the majority of the project data stored within it. However, its interface and analytics are not as user-friendly or advanced compared to tools like Procore. To address this, Domo is used as a data analytic front end, pulling information from CMIC through APIs to create more effective and visually clear dashboards.
So for some key lessons that we learned from Mike was to use your 20s and your early 30s to prioritize learning and to really just gain experience of everything around you rather than just focusing on earning. To then focus on developing a strong foundation right after graduation to help you set a good path for your career. And then lastly, to short-term financial gains shouldn't outweigh your long-term development. So build expertise to lead you to greater success and stability.
And these are just some like main takeaways from our meetings. The right tool for the right scale, different projects, residential versus commercial, demand completely different tools and workflows, while smaller residential firms can rely on simpler tools like AutoCAD and SketchUp, which is different from projects using Revit. Secondly, technology versus usability trade-off. Not all powerful software is user-friendly. Tools like CMIC may hold massive amounts of data and be essential for operations, but they often require additional platforms like Domo to make that data usable and understandable, showing how workflows are often a combination of systems rather than one perfect tool. And lastly, early career focus shapes long-term growth. Across all advice, there's a clear theme, prioritizing learning over speed or money early on. Whether it's mastering software, understanding building systems, or choosing a career path, the foundation built in the first years have a huge impact on future opportunities and successes.
And those are some of the takeaways that we got from our interviews.